Hi everyone! Welcome back to Janie's Budget. This is gonna be, I think, a quick video, but this is basically my debt confessions video and also just a weekly wallet check-in. I don't know how often I'm gonna do a weekly wallet check-in. We will see, because I do, again, work full-time, and so we'll just see how my schedule aligns. And I work with kids, so my job is really demanding, so I'm often just really tired. But anyway, it's Saturday, so I hope everyone's having a great Saturday or a great day, week, on whatever day you guys are watching this. Probably tomorrow or probably on a Monday you guys will be watching this. But anyway, welcome back, and yeah, so let's get into my debt confessions. I am really nervous about this. I mean, I know a lot of people have debt, so, you know, that's just how it works. When you're young, you kind of just get into some debt without really learning about what that really means. Thankfully, I mean, I have a lot, but thankfully it's not like a massive amount to where I just feel like I'm drowning, but it definitely is enough to where now that I am 25 years old, I just feel like, ooh, I really want to get rid of it. So I have like priorities of what I want to start with now, but yeah, so I'm working little by little. So hopefully you guys can see this, but this is what I'm working with right now. My credit cards. So I have 3 credit cards. And one I got when I was, I actually quite don't remember what age. When was I when I got these credit cards? I think maybe either 20 or 21. Anyway, I started getting credit cards when I was in my 20s, so that's like so yeah, which was, I think, smart on my part because I was so afraid to get credit cards because I just didn't, first of all, I didn't have enough knowledge about credit cards, and so I just thought I would blow the money, and I was just so terrified, which is kind of what happened, but also I'll explain. So I have my first credit card, which is a Capital One Platinum credit card, and my spending limit is up to $500 with this card, so that's how you know it was my first credit card. In January, I had a balance of $376.33, so it wasn't too bad, and I paid that off, so it's completely paid off, and I paid that off in January, which is amazing, right? Now let's get to my second credit card, which is Capital One Quicksilver credit card. Clearly I am loyal to Capital One. And it has the same balance of $500, and so yeah, in January I paid $60 because that's the minimum balance, and I still had a balance of $510.39. So I went over on this credit card, and the reason I went over on this credit card was because I was on vacation. Of course, it's always vacation or just spending on frivolous things that are going to get you over. But you know what, that's okay, right? Like I say, we are learning and we're growing, so we're figuring this out. And I paid $602.14 last month, which left me in zero. So yeah, in the last January and February, in the last 2 months, I've paid off these 2 credit cards. But however, and please please don't shame me too hard for this, but of course this is why I'm making this video, to sort of be like, girl, you need to get yourself together. I have been spending on this card this month, and I currently have a balance of $135.09, which isn't too bad. Not too bad at all. But yeah, I'm still spending on it. Right, so one paid off. Current balance as of March, $135.09, which again is not too bad, but I do have a balance on it, so hopefully to pay that off. Now we're gonna get into my Capital One Venture One credit card, which is something that I recently got last year, that I didn't need, but I think I just wanted to increase my credit limit because, again, these 2 cards are only $500 each, which is $1,000. And you know how they get, like, if you guys have Credit Karma, that's what I use, and you get those little pop-ups that are like, oh, if you get a new credit card, you can increase your credit limit. And I did. Oh no. And this credit limit is much higher than my other ones. This is a credit limit of $3,000, which is the highest I've ever had. So yeah, very scary, but unfortunately, again, I went buck wild, buck crazy, and spent on this card. I got a new laptop on this card. Well, to be fair, I did need a laptop, and I got it refurbished. I got a refurbished laptop because my old laptop died completely, and I had that laptop for so long, years, but it is what it is. I didn't save up enough money for it, so, and I needed it for work, so that's just how I ended up here. But this is why you need an emergency fund. This is why you need a savings fund for all of these things, because that's how I ended up here, and that's what I'm trying to work on this year. But you know what? It's okay. So yeah, in January, I had a balance of $1,200 on that card. And then February, I only paid $5. And I had a balance of $1,314.18. But this is the scary part, because March, this month, I absolutely went crazy with this card. And I think the reason is because I've been doing so great on my financial journey. I just thought I would like splurge on myself. But I definitely splurged way too hard, because not only did I splurge on myself, I splurged on other people, right? Because there was like birthdays going on, like I wanted to get stuff for my friends, and get stuff for like my family, and so I definitely overspent on this card, and I spent $300 and oh no, that's not the amount that I spent, but I definitely overspent on this card. I did make a payment of $362.04, but it still left me with a balance of $2,981.65. So my current balance that I owe on this card is $2,981.65. Mind you, the limit is $3,000. So overspent is probably not even the word. Like, this is ridiculous. This is definitely ridiculous. Yeah. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs on this one. So yeah, so now I have 2 credit cards that I have to pay off the balance of. This one should be not like simple. It should be simple because it's only $135.09, but this one is when it gets crazy, because $2,981.65 on a credit card. Sorry, I know I'm like screaming, but I'm really just like yelling to myself. But it's okay, because this is why we're making this video, because we're gonna come up with a plan. Anyway, on to my like other forms of debt. I do have a personal loan in which I pay monthly on. Oh, and I pay monthly on these cards as well. But the personal loan I pay monthly on, and it's $73.80, which is not a lot, and it's mostly I'm mostly paying the interest, right? I'm not mostly paying the principal amount. So the amount that I have left on this personal loan is $2,157.39, like after my payment that I made this month. So yeah, the personal loan is also something that I'm just not excited about, because yeah, I don't know why I took out a personal loan. I mean, I do know why, but it was just not necessary. You know, like most of this stuff, the credit card and the personal loan, was just not necessary, which is kind of why it's like harder for me, because it wasn't an emergency. You know what I mean? It just wasn't an emergency. It's just spending. So, let's see. I really want to focus on these 2 credit cards and then the personal loan this year. So as long as I pay off 1, 2, 3 completely, then I can feel better about myself. And when it comes to my credit cards, as long as I pay them monthly in full at the end of each month, then I'll feel better. But the reason why I like these 2 cards more than this one, the reason why this one is just so much easier for me to stop using, is because these 2 come with, of course, rewards, points, and all that stuff, miles. So I do want to get better at making this like a habit where I just put like my subscriptions on it, right? And then just pay it off in full. So once I get to really paying these 2 down and come up with a system to where I don't go crazy, right? And I have the money enough to use the card but then pay back in full, then that would be amazing. And I feel like I can do it for sure, because I mean, I'm already doing this where I'm working on my finances and I've been consistent with it. in the last 2-3 months. So I think I can really do this as long as I stick to the plan. On to the personal loan. And I have my debt binder here, so I'll show you guys. I do have an envelope for my personal loan that already has some money in it, so we're working on this too. I just want to get these two down first. It's kind of like the debt snowball, I think it is, where you pay like the lowest first and then you go to your highest. So yeah, so this is where I am with the personal loan. Oh, and if you guys are checking for the interest rate on these, which is insane, the Quicksilver has a 29.74 interest rate. The Venture one, has 0 interest rate until 2026. So that's amazing as well. The personal loan has a interest rate of, I put 2 down. I think it was 14.31 like when I first got it, but it increased to 33.47, which is why I put both. So yeah, and I wrote that I would like to pay it off by December 30th, so by the end of this year. We will see. I'm not gonna harper too much on the payoff date, just because I don't want to stress myself too much on it as long as I pay a good amount off it. As for my other debts, which you can see here, my car debt is currently $18,036.38, which I'm paying extra on my car debt every month. So the monthly payment is like $575, but I'm paying extra on it monthly. So that's amazing. So I'm proud of myself for that because I allocated enough money to make sure that I can pay extra off of this car debt. So by the end of this year, it's already going to go down to an amount where I feel like I would be comfortable, like, okay, cool, this works perfectly for me, you know? So that's great. So I'm not worried about paying this car debt off in full this year. It's just like a huge amount. Like I said, I'm focusing on 1, 2, and 3 these debts this year. Hopefully I can get all these 3 debts paid off by the end of 2025, and these other debts by the upcoming years, because these are much bigger numbers. So like I said, I'm paying extra on this every month, which is great. So by the end of this year, it's going to come down to a number that I feel like is much reasonable to work with. And then my student loans are $22,351.14, which is a huge number. So I am not even worried about this at all this year, or maybe even next year. You know, this is what works for me, because I, you know, don't make an insane amount of money, and I'm grateful to still be living at home. But I have to be like realistic with my budget and realistic with my numbers, and this is what works for me. So that is why I know, like, I might get some comments where it should be like, you should be aggressively attacking this, and I'm trying my best. However, it has to work with my numbers, and it has to work with what is going on in my life right now. So yeah, so like I said, I am making extra payments on my car debt, because that's what works with me. And I have envelopes for these. So like I have envelopes for credit cards, which you guys have seen, and I have an envelope for my personal loan. So when I do my cash stuffing, you're going to see that I'm going to stuff my credit card and my personal loan envelope to try and make extra payments on them by the end of the month. So yeah. So all of this debt, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At the current moment, I have 5 separate debts that total to $50,935.78, which is a lot of money, and working on it. So I feel like once you're actively working on solving this, it like releases the stress off of you, because you know that you're not going to be here forever. So that's why I'm just like, okay, I know I'm not going to be here forever. So yeah, so my total is $50,935.78, which will get paid off in the next upcoming years. So, but right now I'm focusing on paying off 1, 2, and 3. My credit cards and my personal loan by the end of this year, which will happen. I am fully confident in that. Like, you have no idea. I am so confident in getting 1, 2, and 3 paid off. So yeah, that's my debt confession, which is absolutely terrifying for me because I've never been this open and honest about my finances this before. And I think I've mentioned this before, but I'm a private person, so yeah. But yeah, okay, so that's my debt. Let me open my debt binder for you guys so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So this is my debt binder. So I have my credit card envelope. So I have my credit card envelope. And at the current moment, I have $274 in this envelope. So let me, ooh, that's a lot. Look at that. $274. Anyway, let's count it together. So, hold on. I might need this. I love using this calculator because it's so cute. 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 100. 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. 200, 210, 220, 230, 240, 250, $260, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74. Yepers. $274. That is so cool. $274. Perfect. So that's what I have so far in my credit card envelope, which is good. Dollars, which is perfect because that means I can make a payment to this Quicksilver credit card balance in full by the end of this month. So that's one credit card already down, right? Because it's not a lot as long as I don't overspend by the end of this month. Okay. So yeah. But I'm going to keep on stuffing this and hopefully make payments, extra payments on it every month so I can take down these credit card debts. That's my plan. I don't have an exact number of how much I want to stuff extra a month to make a payment yet, but as long as it goes down, you know? Also, apologies if you hear some extra background noise. I think some of my family members just came home, so yeah. Anyway, this is my personal loan envelope, and at the current moment, I should have $131 in here. 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 131. So yeah, $131 in personal loan, which is not a lot, but it is something, you know? So I'm not sure how much I want to get to unstuff to make an extra payment yet. Maybe 200 is a good amount, and then we could take it out and make an extra payment, but we'll see next time. So actually, I think I like that. I like that. I think once it gets to 200, then I can take it out and make an extra payment. So yeah, that's personal loan. And then I have a car debt envelope, but like I said, I'm making extra payments on it every month already, to the principal on top of that. So I'm not too worried about stuffing this just yet. We will see though. And then my student loans, like I said, I'm not even worried about this year. But it doesn't mean it's not going to get stuffed. It's just probably not going to be my highest priority. So yeah, so this is my debt binder. This is what I have going on, which is amazing. I'm glad I created this for myself because I feel like if I didn't, I wouldn't be on top of it as much as I am now. So that's my plan. I know it's not perfect. I know it's not ideal, but as long as I feel like I stuff these envelopes and make extra payments on top of the payments I'm already making, then it should really help lower the amount. Even by like a little bit, that way I could feel like I could really tackle this debt, you know? Now let's do a weekly wallet check-in. Again, I'm not sure if I'm gonna do this every week, but I think it's just cool to check in, you know? So we put $80 in gas, $150 in groceries, and $41 in eating out. So we will see where we are at right now. So we put $80. So, and we spent it already, right? Because we had to get gas. So let's see how much is left in our envelope. We have 20, 40, 51. So we have $51 left in gas. And I do get paid next Friday. So we'll see if we have to put more gas in. Hopefully we get left with this amount still, but we will see. In groceries, I put $151 in. So we already have some, and we spent groceries. So we're gonna have some money and some change left over. So we have 10, 15, 16, 17, 18. $18, and I already counted the change. I'm not gonna count in front of you guys, but we have $18.94 left in groceries, which isn't bad. I'm also hoping that we keep this amount by the time I get paid next Friday, but we will see, you know. For eating out, we put $41 in there. And so let's see how much we have left. 41. We didn't spend anything in eating out. We haven't gone out to eat yet, but we have ordered food in. Like at work, I've ordered lunch. At home, I've ordered. That's my problem, is like using the apps like Grubhub and Seamless to order food in. I didn't realize how much that was my biggest expense until I wrote down all of my expenses. This is why you need an expense tracker, because you realize like I spend the most money on food and ordering in and eating out and shopping, online shopping, like Amazon. Yeah, Amazon. So I'm not sure if I want to do like a separate like eating out and ordering in envelope. Like I'm really thinking about getting a different envelope that says ordering in, because I feel like that's just so different. Like I don't know about you guys, like you let me know in the comments, but if you feel like eating out is different than ordering in, because this in my head is going to be used to like when I actually go out and go down to like a sit down restaurant, you know, versus ordering in where I like use apps like Grubhub to order food in and like eat at home. So I'm thinking about getting a different envelope for that, and so that way if I use my credit card, then I can just pay the money right back. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. So let's see. So I had a starting balance of 200. Hopefully you guys can see that. Can you guys see that? Yes, I think you can. So I have a starting balance of $271 in my envelopes. These 3 envelopes that I have. I spent $160.07, and I'm left with $110.94 across these 3 of my cash envelopes in my wallet envelopes. Oh, and I did end up getting my hair done. And I have $10 left over, which is so exciting. I actually didn't think I would have anything left over after getting my hair done, but I was able to pay it all in cash, with tip included, guys. Even my hair stylist was kind of surprised. Like she was like, "You have all that money in cash that you can give me like right now, including the tip?" And I was like, "Yeah." So I was really excited about that, really proud about that, you know what I mean? Because it was just less stress. Like I didn't have to worry about it. I didn't have to like look over my account. I already had the money. So that, I don't know, that to me just gave me such a high reward. And I'm so happy with my hair results, guys. Like I'm so excited. So yeah, I have $10 left over, and I'm just gonna keep it in here until next week when I do my cash stuffing, and we're gonna see where I'm gonna allocate it. But for now, it's just gonna stay in my wallet. So yeah. Anyway, so that's where I am right now. So we'll see about next week when I do my cash stuffing. But yeah. So I just wanted to do a debt confession video so I can be honest with you guys about where I really stand with my total debt owed, right? So to have like this much negative debt in the hole that I need to pay off is like, oof, like really scary at 25. But I know I could be in a worse position, but I also know I could be in a much better position. So even though this is like not the worst, this is not the best, you know? So I'm hoping to really cut this down, all the way down. Whew, it's just crazy, right? But anyway, we're working on it. We're gonna fill these envelopes, and hopefully we'll have 1, 2, 3 down by the end of 2025. All right, so that is everything, you guys. I just wanted to touch on that. I'm also loving this, by the way. Yeah, so thanks so much for joining me. Thanks so much for checking out Janie's Budget, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!